We're really getting quite a bit of this. I'll do it.
Okay, now good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How is everybody?
Good.
Right. All right, thank you for coming. I've got now I need fact checkers here. November 29th. That's not right, is it?
No, I think it's December 6th.
Let's try that one. Let's try that one. Well, good morning. Welcome to the December 6th, 2023. Let's talk real estate. The social media post today is Merry Christmas. It was Happy Hanukkah yesterday. And I've got two more of those, one for Hanukkah and one for Christmas. All four of those are on the 21 online. Is it Brand Studio, I think, where those are?
Yeah.
All of the social media, all of these holiday boxes that are customized to Century 21 North Star. So get those out there. Don't leave them sitting there in 21 online. They don't do any good there. They only do good if they're on your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever it is you're using. And we'll talk more about what to use for social media, because I just found out the Century 21 is the leader in social media and what agents should be doing on social media. We'll talk about that some more. Who knew? Who knew?
Now we do.
Now you know. Well, let's talk real estate. For those who have been in real estate for any length of time, you understand that our business is very cyclical. And by cyclical, I mean we have extended periods of time where the market is either improving or recovering. The market goes up or the market goes down. It's one or the other. And this is a normal business cycle. Everything does this. If you were to study the last 50 years of real estate, one sec, these cycles generally run in 5 to 6 year runs, 5 to 6 year increments of either up or down or something, something changing. And the important thing to remember is that real estate is now and always has been one of the best investments that your clients and you yourself can ever be involved in. It is by far one of the best things you can do. It is always the best long-term investment. Unless you happened on some microstuff back in the 80s, it is probably the best investment you could ever have made. It appears that the interest rate hikes have peaked, and we can expect a continuing decline throughout 2024. Where does that come from? It comes from me. I'm the expert, and that is my prediction. There are some other people, some other influencers in the industry who are saying the same thing, but I'll take credit for that. So keep your sphere of influence informed of the market condition. Now more than ever, reach out to your sphere with this good news, because they probably don't know it. They're listening to all kinds of talk on the internet and on CNN and whatever they watch. And it may not be the message that they need to hear. The interest rates have gone down and are continuing to go down. And there is pent up demand. So there will be buyers and sellers coming in. Over the past 12 to 18 months, there has been an accumulation of demand for our services. Many people have delayed making their real estate decisions, and many of those people will make a move after January 1st. So what you want to do is put yourself in the best position to do this business. This pent-up demand is going to be released, and they're going to need realtors, and your people are going to come to you. So be top of mind among your sphere. Give them an engraved invitation to do business with you. Remind them that, yeah, I haven't talked to you in 30 days, but I am still in business. I am still selling real estate, and I actually have a spot open for you. I have time on my calendar to work with you. You have to be that specific with your sphere of influence. You really do. They'll think you're too busy. They'll think you're too good for them. They'll think you went out of business.
They'll think that you moved to Arizona.
That's right. That's I don't want that. So be top of mind among your sphere. Have all your materials ready to present a 5-step listing presentation. If you're a listing agent, and I hope you are, you should have packets ready to go. You should take printed materials into the house. This should be printed right now. You should have a stack of booklets or however you compile your materials. Get those ready now, because it's going to start getting busy after the first of the year. And remember to treat your business like a business. That solves all problems too. Let's see what we got on the agenda today. Let's first talk about the Fontainebleau that I still have not bought a ticket, but
oh no,
yeah, yeah. But I will be going. Nick will be going. I'm hoping some other people will go. Anybody here that's going that knows they're going right now?
us.
Yep. Okay, well, we'll send you a postcard from Vegas.
I haven't bought it either yet. I have to go in and look at that for sure. For sure. I never miss them. I never miss them.
The Century 21 visits are fun. I'm excited to get back there and see everyone.
Right. Company and office events. Kung, you had some things going on in Portland recently.
Yeah, we just had a lunch and learn last week, our November lunch and learn, and it went really well. It was a hybrid one. We had people in office as well as different agents joining us through Zoom. Good turnout, and discussed a very important topic.
It was fun, and we learned a lot.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, let's have a look at our listings. See what our business looks like today. Okay, a few more listings. We got 35 total in the region. Kung, what's new with your listings and sales and pendings and transactions?
Our agents are still staying very busy in the holiday months. We have closing by Michelle last Thursday. Congrats to Michelle Schock. She's actually scheduled to close another next week. And we have Grant Baker closing scheduled to close 2 next week. So congrats to our Portland agents.
Okay, great. And Longview, how are things up in Longview?
Longview's doing good. Jennifer Washam had a closing. And we're hoping to get one signed around this week. Jennifer
Okay.
and
Nice.
How's Mockingbird Lane?
Mockingbird Lane is still there.
Okay. What part of town is that in?
That's in Kelso.
Okay. Is that a park? Looks like a park.
It's in a park
Nice.
over in Kelso, near Kelso High School.
Okay. It looks nice.
Yeah.
And what a price.
That's what I'm saying.
Better to own that than rent, without a doubt.
Nice part of town against the hills up there. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Right. How about Vancouver?
We are doing pretty good. We still have listings. I have a closing this morning on the $1 million house up in Woodland that will close to this morning. It was supposed to close yesterday, but the wire didn't make it in. But it's in La La Land now, so we're expecting it to land shortly. And that's a great thing. My client had moved out. She was walking away, and Thanksgiving, we got the offer and we're already closing. So miracles happen. And we're super grateful for that. We have a new listing. Shauna, you have a new listing there. I think it was one of the very first ones.
I'm
that was-
happy for her.
Yeah, that was a really good one. She's already got an offer on it. Wow, it hit the market on, what was it, Thursday? Shauna, are you there?
Sorry, that took a minute to get off mute. Yes, so we have an offer for pretty close to ask. So we're kind of just going back and forth a little bit right now, and hopefully we find a good middle ground.
Wow. That's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Nice. So
Okay.
cute.
Okay. All right. Let's see. And how are things in Caldwell, Idaho?
We have Augie that closed a new house in Nampa on Monday, and we currently have 10 houses on listed in the office. 2 of which are Augie's, 4 are Jeffrey's. One is Lee Lanigan, and also Sean has 2, and I have 1.
Nice.
For a total of 10.
Good.
I have people that want to buy the property I have, but there's only certain things you can do on the land. So I've gone to the county several times with different buyers who want to do certain things, but there's some restriction. And so I just have to find the right buyer.
Yeah.
This morning I was with another client, so he's interested in buying a brand new house, new built, and we'll know for sure tomorrow whether he's qualified to buy the house. So hopefully I'll have a new home purchase tomorrow.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
And here's the home of the day. Willis Road. I don't see who's listed that though. The Willis Road for $498,900.
Is that Jeffrey Jensen, I believe.
It might be. I like this. Oh, right.
Yeah, it's Jeffrey's.
That's right. Well, if you like a little seclusion there,
The house matches the landscape.
Land.
It's camouflaged.
It does.
camouflage, right?
Right.
Right.
He's had some open houses and so on, so I'm sure it'll sell.
That's nice.
That's like the definition of earth tones.
It is.
Earth tones.
Oops.
Wow.
That's funny.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hope that sells soon too. That's a great one. Any haves or wants? Anybody have any pocket listings or pocket buyers that are just waiting for the perfect house?
I have
pocket buyers in Portland looking for excluded listings or pocket listings.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I have 2 clients.
Anybody who does.
I have 2 clients that want to buy in Farmington. Isn't that in Washington?
Farmington?
I haven't heard of Farmington, Washington.
Yeah.
Huh.
They want to buy 2 houses in Farmington, When I looked it up, it looked like Washington.
There's a Farmington, Utah, a suburb of Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
It's where Lagoon Amusement Park is. Just for some trivia.
Could they have meant Beaverton?
It could be. I'll have to check with
Okay.
them.
There's Farmington Road, yeah.
Oh, there's Farmington Road. That's right.
That doesn't seem like Idaho, though.
Well, there's a referral near it, I'm sure.
2 buyers looking in the Woodland to Battleground area, both of them up to $1 million, $1.2 million, I think. One of them really wants a view. I got that one from my Pompano listing, and one of them just wants some space for gardening, and they're coming from Texas. Yeah. So got 2 buyers that are looking right now. So if you have something coming up that they've looked and they haven't seen from Texas, haven't seen what they want. I don't know what their price. I mean, I don't know what they're expecting for $1 million, but they're coming from 13 acres. So I think they want a lot of space. So we'll see.
Okay. We got some space here.
That's
Not
right.
quite what Texas has.
There is a Farmington, Washington.
Oh,
Oh, we
okay.
found it. Okay, we found
Found
it.
it. It's sort of by Spokane, sort of.
Okay.
The tiny town.
It's where you can farm.
That's
I
right.
can give you 2 referrals. I can give you 2 referrals.
Well, we do there. I believe there is a Century 21 in Spokane.
Yeah.
Someone new to the system.
Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And most of those Coeur d'Alene agents are dual agents.
That's right. Now, that's quite a drive out there.
Yeah, that's a long ways.
All right. How's the market? I'll tell you how the market is. We now have 5 weeks in a row of dropping interest rates. And look at this little chart here. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's dropping slightly, but 5 weeks in a row. It is currently 7.22. And it's heading down to the border to get under 6. It's already 6.56 for a 15-year, if that's an option for buyers. I don't think I've ever seen one. Has anyone ever seen a buyer do a 15-year?
Yes.
Good. I
Shauna
haven't.
has seen it all.
She has.
When interest rates were super low, it was a lot easier.
Yeah, yeah. I actually did a 15-year. It
Okay.
worked out really nicely.
Good. So this is news for your clients. This is news for your sphere of influence. Cut and paste this chart every week. Send it to them. Send it to your people because this is big news. So consumer price index is the same, 3.24. But I think word is out that lower interest rates are what everyone is after right now. Not a huge drop, but we should be seeing these incremental decreases a little bit more. Hopefully soon into the 6s. What I'd like to do, I have some new reports here, and we'll see when we do the role play. Let's do the role play for each area today because they've all changed. And there's some interesting changes. I'll go to the market action for Portland Metro. And we can see, let's see what some of the major changes are. We have greater market time. We have 55 days market time. That has changed. And prices have decreased 3.1%. So those are 2 of the big kind of the shifts that have happened right now. Where is 23? Okay, 23 is the yellow line up at the top. So you see that's the highest number of listings in 3 years we have right now. So Active residential listings. Yep. Yep. So more market time, more listings sitting on the market. New listings are not the highest. They're right in there with the past 3 years. Pending sales are the lowest. Certainly the sales have slowed down. The closings are definitely the lowest. And average market time, the highest. And average sold change, similar to 2022. So we'll do our role play and see exactly what that means for each one. These have been updated, the market action for Portland and Clark County, and for Cowlitz County. And what was interesting as I put these together is they're kind of all different now. All 4 of our offices are kind of going their own way as far as market statistics. So they won't all sound the same. Is it a seller's market, a balanced market, or a buyer's market? It's all 3 for North Star. It depends where you are. Kuhn, what does the economist have to say about interest rates?
They're just gonna say what we already know. They're going down slowly, but they're heading in the right direction. Let's see what the economist says. It seems clear mortgage interest rates have hit a peak in late October and are now headed south. Mortgage interest rates dropped again to 7.22 from 7.29 last week. The drop from the recent October 26 peak of 7.79 translates into a $125 a month savings on a $400,000 home, which is significant for many home buyers who may be able to use the savings to cover a monthly utility bill or commuting costs. The drop in mortgage rates comes during a time often best for first-time home buyers in a low inventory environment. First-time buyers may have more success with a multiple offer situation without the intense competition of spring or early summer, especially now since housing inventory remains tight and even lower mortgage interest rates are expected this spring. The Fed should have strong motivation to keep the Fed funds rate as is and consider cutting it as inflation continues to moderate. This will mean even lower mortgage rates in 2024, hopefully.
Okay.
So yeah, tell your buyers it's still a good time to buy right now with the interest rates as it is and competition not as high.
Competition not as high. It'll be easier to do business in 2024 than it has been in the last couple of years. It'll be a little bit more normal for everybody. All right. Then let's go through this. Portland Metro, we're seeing a decreasing home prices as interest rates are slowly starting to drop. Portland is currently a balanced market due primarily to the longer market times. Average days on the market is up to 55 days from 45 last time we reported. So 55 days on the market with 3.5 months of inventory. The median home prices have decreased 3.1% over last year, from $550 to a median home price today of $533. Interest rates are currently 7.22% and are expected to go down slightly over time. This is a great time to list. It is still favorable to sellers. Buyers also benefit from dropping prices and dropping interest rates. Shauna, how is Clark County?
Well, we are seeing stable home prices as interest rates are slowly starting to drop. Southwest Washington continues to be a seller's market due to the shortage of available housing. Average days on market are up to 40 or 52 days from 41 days with a 2.8 month of inventory. Median home prices have held steady over the last year at 525,000. Interest rates are currently 7.22% and are expected to go down slightly over time. So exciting. This is a great time to list. So please give me a call right away.
Hey, okay. So a little bit different. We have a stable market there.
Yeah. And you know what? All those are very accurate in my mind. I've just been paying a lot of attention. That looks really, really accurate.
Okay. How is Cowlitz County? Cheryl?
Well, Let's County, we are seeing an increase in home prices as rates are slowly starting to drop. Cowlitz County is currently a balanced market due to longer market times and some increased prices. Average days on the market is up to 42 days from 30 days, and median home prices have decreased 2.7% over last year. Median home prices have increased 12.4% over last year, from 355,000 to 399,000. Interest rates are currently 7.22% and are expected to go down over time.
Okay. Is it a good time to list?
It is a great time to list. Call me now.
Call you now. Find out the latest low interest rate because they're dropping so fast. We can hardly keep up with it. Mario, how's the market in Canyon County?
In Canyon County and Ada County, Caldwell, Idaho, we're seeing an increase in home prices as interest rates are slowly starting to drop. Canyon County is currently a buyer's market due to longer market times and increased prices. The average days on the market is up 47 days from 36 days previously, and the median home prices have increased 6.8% over last year. The median home sold price in the metro area is $375,000. Interest rates are currently at 7.22% and are expected to go down over time. This is a great time to list while it's still favorable to sellers, and buyers also benefit from dropping interest rates.
Okay. We have a buyer's market in Idaho. Quite a bit different. Okay, that's as long as I've been doing this, I haven't seen that many differences between the four branches. So that's very interesting. All right, so study your branch. There's your elevator speech. And as you reach out to your clients over the holidays, they'll want to know this information too.
It's up at c21brokers.com.
That's
and
where
our
you
YouTube
can find
channel.
it.
Whenever you want.
That's where you can find it. All right. Is there a new video for Social 121? I haven't looked.
There is.
There is. Okay. And then we'll talk about the playbook.
Hello, Century 21. It's Allison Meyer, your communications manager. Today we're going to talk about.
We're all ears.
Uh-oh. It's the anticipation that's getting me right now.
Just going to talk about the social playbook.
This is her trick.
Well, that's what I want to hear.
Oh, dear.
I'll give you. All right, let's give her another chance.
Allison Meyer, your communications manager. Today we're going to talk about how to train your Instagram feed so that it is the most informational and inspirational tool that you have. The best thing that you can do for your feed is to follow the right people. Following the right people really helps make sure that the content that you're being served is informational, inspirational, and really helps you to grow your business and find content that you can share with your clients. So let's talk about who to follow.
This is killing me.
Top might be to follow the key players in the real estate industry. And that's a really good start. But it's also important to branch out and follow other accounts that might provide some inspiration, like DIY accounts, interior designers, even celebrities and influencers. And we know that it can be daunting to try to figure out who the right people to follow are. So we created a guide that's going to help you figure out who to follow. So let's check it out. So we've created this guide for you guys to follow the key players in the industry and also just find some inspiration of other accounts to follow. So we encourage you to follow these accounts, start engaging and get inspired, and share this content on your own social media channels. Awesome. Thank you guys. Bye.
That actually was the old one. And they must not have it up on there yet, but they do have some new things out.
Okay.
It'll come in the December agent whatever that they're putting out. The agent includes the calendar and some new social media stuff. It's pretty interesting. We'll be seeing it soon.
Nice. And we can just find this at any of the Century 21 social media, right there.
Yeah, I was on Workplace this morning. I'll try to get it out in an email today.
Nice.
Good. Good. The social playbook is here. Let me pull that up. Actually, I've already downloaded it. I downloaded it for you right here on the blog. And you'll definitely want to spend some time on this and see what's in here. It's got a table of content. All right. I met with a corporate representative yesterday and they called me to talk about this and said, look, we spent millions of dollars on this brochure that this is from an ad agency, absolutely experts in the real estate industry. And, we asked them what to tell agents to do that will be effective. And after much work and much money was spent, this is what they gave us. And this is the latest thing. This is what to do. Be where your clients are.
It's really good. We've been going over it on Tuesday mornings. There's a lot of good information in there.
Well, tell us a little about it. Let me put you on the spot.
It just has all the things, which sites you should target, and depending on what our audience you want to go to. It gives some other different sites like the Canva site and some of those that you can go to get content. And it just takes you through step by step, every step of the way of all the different things that you want to do. It gives you a lot of suggestions on content to post and just what and where, just all the things that we've been talking about.
Okay. Okay, good. Well, everyone have a look at that. And now Tuesdays you go over these things. Is that correct? Tuesdays at 9 o'clock?
Tuesdays at 9 o'clock. We've been going through and looking at all the tips.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. So that's downloaded right there, the social media playbook. And of course, we have the Moxie support quick links here. We have an Accelerate class coming up January 18th through February 2nd. Goal list has not been announced yet. There's a 21-day challenge that's going to start on January 17th. And if you haven't done calendars or holiday cards or anything, do them now. It is time. Do them now. Okay, there is a video. I am not going to play it, but I put it here. It is for Washington Realtors, and it is Annie Fitzsimmons, the attorney, and she has a series of Operation Evolve, where she's going to talk about changes in Washington on how to deal with the buyers. And so if she's going to put a series together, you definitely should watch it. And of
Those are
course,
really good.
go ahead.
Those are really good. Also in Longview, we're going to be doing a training on December 14th, starting at 1 o'clock. It's going to be on all the new laws and all the new forms, because there's like you need to look at all that if you're working in Washington, because all the laws and forms and everything is changing, and you absolutely need to know before you do anything, before you show a house or anything, you need to know what to be doing.
Yep.
Starting January 1st. So we're going to do
Yeah.
that. We're going to have some goodies afterwards.
Can you repeat the time again and date?
December 14th is a Thursday at 1 o'clock.
Okay. I was planning to do one on a Monday, but maybe we'll just combine. How about that?
Sure, we can talk about it. We're gonna have a Christmas get together right afterwards, but it'll be. I mean, Shauna and I went to a class on it, and it was 3 hours plus with people asking questions. So it's a lot. I'm going to try to condense it from 3 hours, but it'll probably be, an hour or two. So it's going to be it's a lot of information to go over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and I was maybe going to do mine on a Zoom too. So maybe people have a choice.
Yeah. And they have free ones on the Northwest MLS website that you can take as well. So that's there for anybody.
Okay.
Actually, I'm starting to do the buyer brokerage agreements now because it's so close that I'm gonna have to. Yeah. And you're gonna need to know what to do, anything moving into the year that's already going too, because there's some things.
A lot of things.
All right. And stay tuned. The other states will follow suit quickly. Have we heard anything? Is there anything that needs to be done prior to January 1st on either the Oregon or the Idaho level? No forms changes?
Well, for RMLS, there will be some changes for the listings, and they're putting that out there right now. So because our Washington forms will need to all be the same.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're a Washington agent, you definitely need to do this. Okay. What to say in a Christmas card? See if that worked. See if I can get this up here. I had to use Word for this one.
Yeah, it's and this is just basically for people to look at. I don't really want to read them all, but maybe one of the notations about what not to say. I'm taking after Mike Berry. I was looking at and made some notes this morning.
Okay.
So I wanted to talk about what I do when I get ready to do these things and how it's working for me, because I also was thinking it's just not always easy to think of what to write, because some of the people you haven't talked to in a while, but you want it to sound sincere. So I'm just going to go through, before I go through this part, and kind of I have like 5 things that I wrote down that I do that I think are really important. So the first thing to do is to start organizing your lists for all your clients and your people that you know that you want to send things to. And so that's the very first thing. Hopefully you're not waiting to the end of the year to do that. For me, it took a year and it's done, but it is very dialed in right now, like backwards, forwards, everything. And the honest truth is, as you work in it, you're always finding stuff to improve your database and how you're handling it. So I encourage you to work in the Moxie Engage, as well as I do an Excel spreadsheet as well. In case something happens, I have my list always. So there's always a backup, and I'm happy to send anybody like my format that I use. If somebody wants to take a look at that, I can send it to you. So get that all organized. Then get your cards. My favorite place to get cards is Costco. And I found the best deal this year. It was $9.99 for 40 Hallmark cards, which is a fantastic deal.
Mhm.
That is probably the best. I don't understand. I think maybe they had it mispriced or something, because I think they've always been around 20. So that was a really good deal. I got my stamps there. They carry holiday stamps. So it's all very, very festive. It looks nice. And and I would say you should get those cards, or, order them online, however you want to do it, by Thanksgiving or close to Thanksgiving, because you want to do some other things, which I'm going to go over. The third thing that I wanted to talk about was to review your clients' list as you're writing them. This is how I do it. And I've already done a lot of the work ahead of time, but it's always good to check. And an easy way to do that is to check the public records. So review each address, make sure it's correct, make sure they're still living there. I like to either give them a call or text them. I did a few texts last night, and fortunately I did reach a couple people, and I got some messages back and some, holiday cheer things going back and forth with my clients. So that's a really good way to connect with them. We have a script that we use, that's a Mike Berry script that says, I'm cleaning up or, checking on my database, and I just want to make sure I have the correct information. This is a good script. And it makes a lot of sense. You're not just calling them and asking them for business, but you are getting in front of them. So it's also good to think about what you're going to say. If you're going to call them, write down some notes on what you want to say to them. Maybe, remember things that you've talked about in the past with them. It's always good to keep notes about your people, like their kids' names, their pets' names, things like that. Keep notes in Engage. There's a little box that you can click on. It pops up. You can write notes in there as you're talking to them, so that you can remember that for the next time. So as you're doing that, you're going to be organizing your database again. So I have moved people from my A list down to my C list as I went through it, and for different reasons. One being they don't live there anymore, and I sold them that house. So that doesn't happen very often, but when it does, you need to know, so you're not sending just random cards, because it's not actually very cheap to do, and it's a lot of work. So I want to make sure all my cards are getting to who they want to be. Make sure you include your leads that you have currently. So why not go ahead and put those people in your database now, as a Christmas card or a holiday card, whatever you feel comfortable doing, and go through your current files and make sure you're including them. And it's a good way to get their address and get more personal with them. Then you as you're writing your cards, write a personal message in every card if you can. I know that takes a lot of time, right? But if I can do it, I think almost anybody could do it. I have a large list, and I think it's gonna set me apart from everybody else who's sending them Christmas cards. So if you can, write a personal message. If you can, write the envelope by hand. There are computers to do that for you if you don't want to do it and you can afford to pay for it. But I like to do it myself and reach out to all my so there's one more step, and the last step is to mail them. So mail those cards, and then reward yourself with some self-care or something. Go out for a nice dinner, do something for yourself, because that's a lot of work. And I wanted to, there was one thing on there, John, like there was a thing about texting people. So once you send them, you can also give them a text. And I thought that was a good idea too. And it has some examples of what you can text to them, but don't use sarcasm. It doesn't translate well over text messaging. Last night I was reading an email I sent to one of my clients, and when I read it this morning, it sounded really harsh because I'm trying to get her to lower her price. And I'm like texting her this morning, can we talk? Like, cause she will not talk to me. It makes it so hard. So it's like, be really careful what you're putting on your written information there, and know who you're targeting, and stay away from anything that can get you in trouble with, all those things that we're not supposed to do. And that's all I have.
Very good. Very nice. Okay. Okay. We have working with buyers as a topic today. It's a topic for discussion. And this is our program. North Star Business Basics number 11 is working with buyers. And so get ready, because like I said, after the first of the year, buyers will be back. They'll be in a better position than they were for most of 2023. Let's hope so anyway. And so here's some of the general thoughts. And if you have any comments, weigh in. Shauna, Cheryl, managers, let me know what you think. There are two basic rules regarding buyers. 100% of all buyers should be pre-qualified by a lender, absolutely no exceptions. And you should then pre-qualify the prospect for their motivation and the type of home they want to buy. How do you do that? How do you pre-qualify them?
You get out your script and ask the questions.
Great idea. Great idea.
Give them the buyer advisory.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We do have scripts on this that we teach, and they're pre-qualification scripts. I remember talking about this last week. There's nothing on that script that you don't need to know. You need to know every question on that script about the buyer, so that you can provide them the service that you're required to provide to them. And it tells you their entire motivation. It tells you where they're going, why they're going there. And you don't want to find out that they have, that they have a job starting on January the 3rd, and they're still overpriced, or, they're having trouble with not being reasonable with negotiations. You need to know all of that. So don't shy away from asking every single questions, and then check in with them as things progress. When a negotiation gets tricky, and when there's problems in a negotiation, that's the time you want to revisit that and say, well, remember, you have to be here. Remember that this is all extremely important, and let's not forget that. And let's just get this house sold. Let's just get closed on this thing. There are 3 types of buyers you should be working with. Past clients who are motivated and have to buy. Those are excellent. Sellers that are priced to sell, and highly qualified and highly motivated referrals. And that's great. And again, this is Mike Ferry kind of thing, a little bit aggressive when you've got people to choose from and you can be choosy. Yes, we want the most highly qualified, highly motivated referrals.
Yeah, and honestly, those are the only ones that are going to actually in this market do anything anyway. So, like those 3 things are my Christmas list right there. Those 3 things, I want those.
That's right. Sellers that are priced to sell, good sellers, good past clients who have a motivation. Yeah. So those are the best buyers, and other buyers, What do you say about them? Do they tend to be lookers? Do they tend to be I don't know, internet trolls who are just browsing?
I feel like they're misinformed, like they're misinformed and they feel like they can just walk in and lowball everything, really. I mean, we're still in a seller's market kind of here, so it's really hard to work with those buyers. Sometimes you can, if they really do have to buy, then they're gonna come to grips with all that. But if they don't, you're gonna find out really soon that they're not really motivated if they're not gonna face the reality of things.
Right. That's right.
Back to pre-qualifying.
Back to pre-qualifying. And do you really want to spend 3 hours writing up an offer for somebody that you don't know because they want a low ball? Do you really think that situation's going to get better? They're not going to accept that offer, and the person's just going to ask you to do the same thing again. So you don't have to work with those people. They'll lead you along thinking they're going to buy something, and at that rate, it's impossible for them to buy something. Having you write up lowball offers. It happens. It happens too often. Tell your buyer prospects the exact process that you're going to use before you show them the property. Say that this is the process. Well, I would write it down. I would write it down and say, hello, buyer. Thank you for working with me. This is what you can expect. This is what you can expect before you show them a property, right? Boy, back in the old days, who remembers when you had to get your car ready? You had to go vacuum the car before you had it, and you had to plan out, you had to map out your tour, and you'd show them 5 or 6 houses, and you'd have
Was
questions
it
to ask.
Rand McNally, or was that the I can't remember those maps that we used to have.
Thomas guy. Yeah, the Thomas guy.
Yeah, Thomas guy. That's it.
Was it that long ago?
It was.
I still have one.
I got one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we had. That's what we had pre-internet, and it took a while to go away, but it's gone now. Yeah, it was a process. It was a process about being in control. You know, always drive. Don't get in the car with anybody else, because you'll be chasing signs down all afternoon, and not stay focused on the listings that you chose to show.
Yeah, they can kind of do that. They can run away with the internet stuff too. So it's, I remember when we did a lot of short sales, the market was really a buyer's market like I've never seen. And it really was hard keeping buyers from adding 10 listings to the tour. You have to really, really work hard on keeping them focused.
Oh, it's very hard because you can't show those properties without calling that other realtor and having a conversation. I wouldn't show a house without.
Right.
Let's see. As with a seller, develop a list of 4 or 5 standards that you're going to work with when working with a buyer, and stick with them. So that'd be part of that. If you're going to do a handout, and there's more and more handouts now, it looks like we're really going to have to wrap up this process more, especially with the changes that are happening in Washington and we'll be seeing in the other states. We have to more formalize going in with a buyer. There's going to be things that they're going to have to sign sooner in the process, or that we're going to have to be more strict about getting them to sign things. And we may as well give them some more information about how we're going to work with them and what some of the standards are. So I think that's an excellent idea. If you plan to work with buyers, put some thought into it and about kind of your presentation before you work with them. And as part of that, you need to identify what differentiates you from your competition and be prepared to share this with a buyer. Easy to identify things that differentiate you. Just everything I've just described will differentiate you. Not wasting their time or your time will differentiate you. We all remember being new to the industry and driving all over the region for somebody because they weren't familiar with the region.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if I have a buyer who's flying in and that's their goal is to get to know areas, you kind of have to do that sometimes. But you definitely want to, if you don't do that step where you make yourself appear different from all the other agents, you could lose that buyer really easily. They're looking for people. Don't you think they're looking for people who know the areas too? That's a really important thing to a lot of buyers who are coming in.
It is. It is. There's a story in my mind, and maybe it was something we went over last week, where a realtor said, well, she makes when she shows a property, she makes a day of it. She goes up to the area and spends the night in a hotel, and she gets super familiar with these properties. And then when she gets the clients, she takes them out to lunch, she wines and dines them and all of this. And I thought, is she going the extra mile, or is she spinning her wheels? And that's up to you. It's up to you to sell houses. It's up to you to procure the client. Just be conscious of that. Am I going to make money at the end of the day off of these people? That's what matters.
Yes. They have to be really like needing to buy a house for me to, they can't just be, I might buy a house here and I might not buy a house here. Then I can give them a list. I'll meet them at the office and give them the list, and they can drive to those areas themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be clear to you. Sometimes it is a waste of time. If they say, well, we don't know if we're going to go to Oregon, Montana, or Utah, and they want, they want you to make them familiar with Washington. That's a tough one. That's their job. They're just dating you. They're just looking for company, chauffeur.
Your time is valuable.
Yeah. And as part of that, only show property when all the decision makers are present. Call to confirm that they will all be there before you take further action. And the main reason for that is anything you do with that person when all the decision makers are not there, you're going to have to do again. You're not getting anywhere. You're not selling anything. You're just talking. You're going to have to do it again and try to close again with all the people there. So that's critical. So you really decline to do anything. You want to decline to show a property if the spouse can't be there or whoever it is. And they'll ask you to do it. They'll say, well, I want to see this. I don't think so-and-so would be interested, but I just need to see it. So again, another judgment call, but the advice is to insist on all decision makers. Have all buyers meet you at your office. Don't meet them at the home that you're showing. Again, that's a judgment call. It's a safety issue, especially if you don't know that person. Have them come into the office and say hi to everybody in the office and maybe have a conversation with them and then go off to the property. Does anyone do that? Does anybody meet them at the office before they run out to a property?
Not hardly ever, unless, because a lot of mine are repeat or referrals, but if they're a referral coming in from out of town, yes, we sit and spend time. I show them how we search. I do all that kind of stuff. If not in the office, then we Zoom, because Zoom is a great way to do a buyer consultation as well, because they can see your screen. It's super easy. Yeah, but I don't want to always meet them at the office. I will meet them at the property sometimes. It depends on the client and the situation. If they're brand new clients coming in from out of town, obviously that would be the best way to handle it.
I think that's right, especially if you don't know them. You do want to get to know them, and you do want to start counseling them on the process, and that's the best place to do it. with that.
Also, with the new laws and things, you're gonna have to get paperwork signed before you even go out to show them houses. So
Yes.
that's
Good point, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
it might make some changes in our usual routines.
It probably will, and they'll be for the better. It'll give us a little more control. So that's good. That's good. Well, this has been fun, and our time is up. Well, let's do this again. Let's do this again. We're going to do it tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock Pacific, and we will be here next Wednesday. So I hope to see you all then. So have a great week.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.